we will be free. For when the rising tide is turned in every London quarter, Parliament comes crashing down with Robert's Rules of Order.
Now I've officially turned the calendar into pulp.
Yes. Oh,
Okie dokie. Monday, April 27th.
alrighty.
Oh, you'll get this one.
Hopefully.
No, you'll get this one.
Okay. Every time you say that, I fuck it up.
No, this one's pretty easy. The two parts of a motion to strike out and insert. A, must be germane to each other. B, may not be amended. C, may be separated by a division of the question. D, may represent two independent questions.
See?
You sure?
No, I'm not sure. The minute you read it, I knew I wasn't sure.
The two parts of a motion to strike out and insert, or if you prefer, strike and replace.
Right.
Or legislature gut and
So
amend. A, must be germane to each other.
But they don't have to be germane to each other.
B, may not be amended.
Right, but they can be amended.
Yes, they can. C, may be separated by a division of the question.
They can be separated by a division of the question, can't they?
You should not if it's a strike and replace.
Oh, if it's... Okay, I got it. I see what you're saying. I'm thinking of a striking out of one word. I was thinking of something else.
Yeah.
So, wait, let's start over again then.
Okay, let's take it from the top. Mm-hmm. The two parts of a motion to strike out and insert.
Mm-hmm. We know it's not B or C. So what's A and D?
A, must be germane to each other.
So maybe... I don't know what they mean by germane, but okay.
D, may represent two independent questions.
But if they could represent two independent questions, then they could be divided. So it has to be A then?
It is A.
Okay. But I don't know what they mean by germane.
A and D actually contradict each other.
I don't know what they mean by germane, though.
Germane meaning being related to each other.
Related in what way? They can be exactly opposite. You could be striking out something that's opposite of what you're inserting. That's why that tripped me up.
But even if they're opposite, they're still related.
But they have to be related because it's in the same sentence.
But two independent questions are not related to each other. That's why D and A can't be the same thing.
Right. And if it was two independent questions, then they could be divided.
Correct. And we already said it can't be divided.
Okay. That's weird, though. Don't ever assume I know something because I didn't. I think
many discussions we've had about the merge.
Yeah, but germane just seems like
with dividing and so on. Yeah,
germane doesn't make sense to me because it's in an existing thing, like an existing sentence. So of course it's germane. You know what I don't know. That kind of confused me.
149.
Okay.
Okay. This has to do with amending, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, starts up at 5. To strike out and insert applying two words. The motion to strike out and insert is especially applicable in situations where it may be impossible to secure the desired result without making the act of striking out inseparable from that of inserting, as may happen if some members are unwilling to vote for the one unless assured of the other. The two parts of this motion cannot be separated either by secondary amendment or by division of the question. Okay, so that takes care of C right there. Okay. To avoid confusion with the form of amendment known as substitute, your favorite, which applies to paragraphs or longer elements, the word substitute should not be used in connection with the motion to strike out and insert, which applies to words. Motion and to strike out and insert fall into two types. Those by which a different wording is inserted in the same place, and those by which the same wording struck out of one place is inserted in a different place. The two parts of the motion to strike out and insert must not represent two independent questions unless the mover receives unanimous consent to make such a combined motion. Rather, the two parts must be germane to each other.
Okay, now I see what they mean by germane, not independent.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, the classic one I like to use is that if you're striking and replacing, you're taking a couple words out of a sentence and replacing it with something else. Or even striking an entire sentence and replacing it with something else.
Right. Got it.
So, which
All
we do
right.
a lot in bylaws.
Now I understand what they mean by germane, though.
Yeah.
What got me confused is when it was a different wording inserted in the same place, because that different wording could make the meaning exactly opposite of what it was.
Right.
And that's what made me think that wasn't germane, because it isn't the same thing. But now I understand what they mean.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Because we do a lot of that in the bylaws where we have to strike a couple of words, replace it with something else.
Right. I got it now.
Yeah. And with the big merge, there's a few places in that comes into play, but it's like, no, you can't separate it, because then you can lose your context. You can strike out part of it. If you divide it and not replace it, then you're screwed.
Right.
So, okay.
Got it.
Pretty straightforward.
Favor! Let's hear the opposition side. Like a stubborn donkey's bray. All opposed? You say nay. Opposed! Opposed! The motion carries anyway.